Right, this is Javea behind us. I think that's how you pronounce it. And there's a chip shop just at the back of these shops here. So we're going to check that out in a minute. Hopefully find ourselves with a decent chippy meal. But we'll soon find out. We're parked up, ready to go. Loads of shops, loads of bars, restaurants. But this really is the place to be up to now. We've got a long way to go down the coast of Costa Blanca. So if I lived here, I'd be in this water every single day swimming. I really would. Javier, fish and chips, and it's beautiful here. It really is. Managed to find ourselves a little parking spot here, and we're going to get stuck right in. What a beautiful day. What a difference from the UK. Pickled egg. Now these are real popular in the UK. Not all over the UK, but just in some. So I'm going to cut it in half. As you'd expect, it's an egg. But a particularly good egg. Sometimes you use the vinegar from the pickled eggs and the vinegar from the gherkins and the pickled onions and things like that. And they put them in bottles so you can help yourself to those. But that's obviously not everywhere. God, it's roasting already. It's about 22, 23. I say roasting. It is from the UK. And look at the colour of the sky, it's blue. Not that haze, that zigzag lines all over the place and haze that we get in the north of England. Right, we've got a pickled onion. You all know what a pickled onion tastes like, but I thought I'd give this a go. This is your pickle. It's your gherkin. It's the pickle that you'll find on burgers and things like that. Nothing overly special, but something we just like to break down a bit of the grease or fat with that we might get on some of the meals. Put it back on these papers in a minute. Yeah. Right, this is my wife, Sue's, and it's what she's asked for is something local. Well, okay, it's not exactly local. It's panga. And you'll find these in farms and native waters in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, places like that. And they are farmed an awful lot. But it's a milder taste. It's a freshwater fish. And you'll find it in more and more chippies all the time because of its price, mainly. And again, its subtle taste. It's happening a lot in Australia at the moment, but I'm going to take a little bit off the end here. I can only presume it's batter inside there. Oh, the batter looks nice. That is a nice fish. It's not as firm as I had it in cod. Nowhere near. That's just batter that's got between the flesh. So let's have a look at mine. Mine's the Cod and Chips. Okay, chips look a bit overdone in part and a bit soft. So we get a bit of salt on, get a bit of vinegar on, a bit of sarsen's we brought from home. We've got mushy peas and we've got their curry sauce. But I want to get stuck into this fish first. Give that a bit of a look there so you can see from the big camera. But that looks like a nice piece of fish. It's got plenty of flavour. Batter's holding on to the oil a bit more than I'd like. Let's have a go with the mushy peas. Oh, they look okay. Look quite nice, actually. Running my fork through it there, you can feel the chunkiness of it. You know what? They're really nice. Super subtle. Yeah. I don't like too many condiments in my mushy peas. Let's try the curry sauce. It's certainly got a kick. It's different to any other curry sauce I've had. There's also a sharpness to it. Yeah, that's really nice. Strange taste. Not a horrible taste. It's just different. Great location. Got tables and chairs inside and out. Really friendly staff in there. You can have drinks At the bar, you've got your takeaway. You have to have a takeaway option. Otherwise, it's a restaurant. It's a seafood restaurant, if you like. It has to have a takeaway option. And it has to primarily be all around chip shop fare. Mushy peas, absolutely lovely. Curry sauce, really nice and different. I'll be trying some more of that in a minute. Chips, okay. Fish, really nice, but the batter, bit of a spoiler. The panga was absolutely delicious, actually. I know it has more of a subtle flavour, but the way it's gone with the batter seems a bit better on that one than this one. But the fish was thicker and but a little bit softer. The pickles were pickles, weren't they? Let's have it right.
Yeah, find out what fish species it is, because whether that's by accident or not, the panga was a local option, which it's far from local, obviously, and they will correct that or have corrected that. But yeah, just ask what fish it is and get an idea of what kind of fish you'd expect from an area like that. So, or just stick with cod or haddock. I think, you've got that option too, of course. 2-star. Chips a bit spongy instead of crispy. Fish okay so far. The tables were sticky. The boss or whoever was arguing loudly with the drink supplier who was there at the time. All in all, it had a chip shop character. 3-star. Unfortunately, greed has set in. Minuscule portions of very bad quality. They even charge 50 cents for a squirt of ketchup. What more is there to say? 5-star. Absolutely delicious and fantastic service. We ordered we ordered cod, chips and mushy peas and battered sausage, chips and curry sauce. Super tasty, proper chips, great batter, clean plates all round. Mine. Located in a prime spot, just a stone's throw from the beach in Javea. Javea Fish and Chips. Again, I'm pronouncing it how I see it, how I imagine it to be. I should have really spoke to someone about that. Javea Fish and Chips is attractively laid out, offering both indoor and outdoor seating with ample space to move around comfortably. The premises were immaculately clean and well presented, and the staff were warm, courteous, and genuinely welcoming. The Pangasius, also known as Basa to a lot of people, is a freshwater fish native to Southeast Asia, a kind of a catfish sort of thing. It was plump with a nice subtle flavour, encased in a crisp batter, though the batter was slightly undercooked in parts, especially through the middle, where the fillets sort of folded round the batter, so it couldn't cook. The chips were decent overall, although a few were a touch overdone for my like. A thoughtful selection of pickles added a nostalgic nod to traditional UK chippies. The cod was generously thick, served in a well-balanced batter and full of flavour. The mushy peas were just as they should be, hearty, thick and not overly seasoned. Cooking in oil, card or cash. Fish reviewed, panga and cod. People, while I was away, you come to Spain to eat fish and chips. Well, I mean, people do a lot of things, don't they? I think there was even a coffee shop said that it's not exactly traditional Spanish food that you're reviewing. There's so many things, so many foods that people will go to other countries to try. And we did. We had plenty of tapas, which I love. I love sitting there and having a drink and having little bits and pieces of Spanish food. That's something you have to do. You really do. It's the law. You have to have tapas in Spain. I also like their Spanish omelettes. Thick and potatoey. And that's it. See you on the next one.
The Chippy Tour, cruising the coast, can't ignore. With every bite, I'm loving it more. Saving the chippies, that's what I'm for. Yo, I hit the road, got salt in my veins. From London to Scotland, through sunshine and rain. Fish and chips in my hand, it's a noble quest. Supporting the classics, yeah, I'm doing my best. Met a bloke in Troon with a tempura squid. A castle in Wales where I had my bid. From mushy peas to battered Mars bar. A culinary Johnny, I'm a food rock star. I'm the Chippy Tour. tasting it all. Beef fritter scraps, yeah, I answer the call. Savory scallops, deep fried dreams, keeping chippies alive, that's my team. Biggest fish, battered sausage on a roll. Fish cakes so good they'll nourish your soul. Squid so crispy, prawns in a crunch. A battered mushroom makes the perfect brunch. Deep fried pizza, yeah, wacky delight. Curry sauce pouring tartar inside. But every sharp story, it cuts kinda deep. As chippies fade away, it's hard not to weep. Oh, the landscapes I see, the people I meet. Seaside towns, cobble streets under my feet. The ups and downs, but I'll never despair. Gotta cherish these treasures, handle with care.